And with that, hello, my name's Bullet Wolf. I'm Bullet Wolf, your average autism ass. I want to take you on a little trip, on a nice little adventure if you want. As you already know, it's New Year's Eve. What am I saying Eve? It's the 31st of December 2024 at 11 minutes past 3 p.m. and I want you to a little nice adventure. I'm going to make a summary about this year, and yeah, at first I need to get a ticket, so I see you in the train, and yeah, see ya. Let's start with the goals I reached this year. Yeah, I got mostly fluent in English. I started to learn Chinese. I began to eat healthier. I started to learn guitar. It's a little bit shitty, but I think I'm going to get better with time. I got more patience with myself, and I started to understand more. That's one of the best things in the world, actually, understanding more year by year. We're starting to understand more of the world and more of ourselves, and I started to understand more of myself, because that's the point of getting older. Now I just love winter. You know, sometimes I feel like we're just like little people on a board game, and the board game is actually the game of life, and the game of life is a little bit doomed, but it's also alright. I mean, we're not doomed because we are feeling not alright. It's mostly we're doomed because we think we are feeling good, but actually we are really doomed. And yeah, the city is doomed, but I love Vienna. Okay, it's not a thing that I hate Vienna. It's a pretty shitty city, but it's actually pretty good. I mean, you know, that's the point of being Viennese. Living in a complete dumb shit city and just think it's the most beautiful city in the world. This is Vienna. Yeah, what did we reach this year in Vienna? So what did we reach this year in Austria, especially Vienna? We are no longer the most unfriendly city in the world, and that isn't very good, because it's our best thing we had, and the second best thing we had is being the most livable city in the world. Wait, I just mixed them up, tomatoes. Yeah, and what I also said something I forgot. I also forgot to say something in the last point. I've reached 42 views on my first video, What in Chicken Onion Soup. This means it's going to be a nice bumpy road trip. Yay! Yeah, I think I'll see you at the end of the mall. Bubble tea acquired. Yay! Yes, and where were I? So I'm going to say it a second time in case you didn't hear it. When I went to the mall, we're no longer the most unfriendly city in the world. This is one of our most valuable things we had. No, we aren't. Yes, and now we're no longer the most livable city in the world. I think those have something. They are somehow connected to each other, and if we are the most unfriendly city in the world, we must be the most livable city in the world. I don't know. I don't make the rules in this world. So yeah. By the way, world, what did we reach this year all over the world? Well, nothing, I think. I think I'm going to guess something. Yeah, the Olympics happened, and the Europe Mastership in football, and we were the first time better than anyone else, but then we lost against the Turkish people. Thanks for that, guys. And yeah, now I'm going to make a little summary about 2024. Yay! So 2024 was pretty good for me, actually. For others it wasn't. I'm truly saying that, going to tell the truth here. For most of the people it was pretty dumb. For me it was pretty beautiful. I went to a school where I didn't get bullied and stuff. And I start to learn more things than I did when I got bullied. I got an apprenticeship in IT, but for most of the people, this year was completely dumb. Okay, till a specific point, a year is always is a little bit dumb and a little bit good. It's like a half thing. But now let's talk about the internet. What happened 2024 in the internet? Well, 2024, the world has more splittings than every other year. You could have said one thing, something like I didn't like the movie, and then there will be like 5 people who were with your opinion, and there were like thousands of people which hated you, which want to hate you till death. And I think we need to make this better, because a world needs to have 2 things: an opinion and a opinion with and the other side of the opinion. Let's say a person says I didn't like the movie, another person says but I like the movie. The problem here is just one person which didn't like the movie are like 5 people, and the other people who didn't, the one person who didn't like the movie were like hundreds of thousands of people who said, where? You are such a monster. Why didn't you like the movie? Blah 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 blah. It's just not good for the people. Or let's say something about the politics. I don't say a specific thing, but let's say, wow, I don't like this thing about our government, blah blah blah, and there are like too many people saying, yeah, you shouldn't be proud of yourself. You're a monster. You shouldn't be alive. No one likes you. Blah blah blah. And then they are closing eyes and ears and try to hit themselves with a point. Don't let any opinion come in and only let their opinion get heard. I think that's the biggest problem we had this year. And I think if I want to say a word which we need for the next year, 2025, it's going to be communication. Because communication is one of the things we really need. And I mean communication in respecting and accepting other opinions. If we don't let other opinions get in and we don't respect the opinions, the people who aren't your opinion aren't the problem, but you are. I don't want to sound like a wise guy, but I think if we don't let any opinion get through and we blame others for not getting a different opinion or changing an opinion, then not the people that aren't your opinion are the problem, but you are. I don't want to blame people for this. I usually respect the opinions of others, but sadly, other people don't do that. I'm going to thank the rich, the poor and the poor. Without you, we won't have any classes of value in this world. I'm going to thank all of the parties, rather I don't like them or not, because without them we don't have a right of talking about our opinion. We have democracy and not a dictatorship we're living here. Well, most of the people live in democracy right now. Some of them live in monarchy and others live in dictatorships. But I'm also going to thank the left radicals and the right radicals. Without you, we didn't have this wonderful cinema of internet that we had this year. I'm going to thank everyone which helped themselves. I'm going to thank everyone who didn't help the other people. I'm even going to say thank you to the people who are selfish, because without the people who are selfish and the people who helped other people, we wouldn't have a soul. Without those two things, we wouldn't have a soul. And yes, I'm talking about radicals, but I think this year we only went into the radicals. The problem with radicals is that no matter how far no matter how good anything is, there will only be radicals these days. And I think to be a normal person, to have a normal point of seeing things in life, you need to be in the middle of both of the things. You should let through what other opinions are and don't talk about only your opinion, because this is only the beginning of the end. I'm going to thank to the peace and the war. Without you, there wouldn't be anything which happened this year. I'm going to say thank you to all of the books and phones. Without you, we couldn't have been learned about something. I'm going to say thank you to all of the musicians, and to all of the painters. Without you, we couldn't have really wonderful art, which got framed this year. I'm going to say thank you to everything which is within art, which is rather good or bad or both. I'm going to say thank you to all the religions and the atheists, because without you we wouldn't have been able to have an opinion. Rather, if there is a person which we are calling God, or a person or no person which is God. I'm going to say thank you to all of you. Have a happy new year, a happy life. The word of the year is communication. Because without communication, we are going to throw ourselves into a cliff. And another word of the year is opinion. Because you need to let through opinion, rather if you like them or not. And you need to respect all of the opinions. That's something I'm giving you this year. Happy New Year. And for all of the people who don't speak English, Prosit Neujahr.